All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. All right, it's Aratazah once again, and it's a quick video through the Spirit. All right, I just wanted to just say a few words. I've seen a few brothers did videos, basically going in on the topic of this government shutdown, man. All right, and how President DJ Trump is basically saying that he plans, or is basically is looking like the government shutdown, all right, can last months, if not years, man. Okay, basically they're saying that the IRS, okay, if the government is still shut down, then the IRS is not going to release any of the tax refunds, man. All right, and brothers have been sharing the articles and doing lessons on it, and this could potentially, well, it's going to lead to riots, man. All right, you know, we all know how people are about their tax returns and tax refunds, especially Jake, man. All right, speaking about Israel, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You Jakes go crazy for your tax refunds, man. All right, so if Trump, if the government's still going through a shutdown, and the IRS is not going to send those refunds out, man, there's potentially is going to be a chaos, all right, riots, all right, and hey, man, there's going to be a great uprising of the people, man, all right, and that's pursuing the prophecy. I'm gonna bring it out. This is all right, this is Second Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 9, in verse 1. It says he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Yeah, that's what a prophet of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai is supposed to do, is measure the time, man. All right, if you're measuring something, you're basically viewing, or you're analyzing something carefully, man. All right, and that's what we do through the prophecies, through watching the news, okay, through weighing things out and going through the scriptures and see how things link up. All right, it says, reading on, it says, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right. So when we measure the time and we compare it with scripture, all right, the prophecies that are written of old, and we measure the time and see that they're coming to pass, then what? We know that this is the very time that the Most High basically spoke about, man. All right, we read the prophecies. Okay, it says verse 3, it says, therefore when there shall be earthquakes, all right, which we basically see that we see earthquakes as prophesied in Matthew the 24th chapter. All right, it should be earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, it says, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Okay, and we see that going on in like Paris, I think in Greece there was rioting, rioting against the banks. You see different uprisings and riots, as far as the people's concerned around the world. But that's all a prelude to what's going to come here to America, man. All right, and this government shutdown that's going to withhold the tax refunds from the IRS, man. This could very well lead to riots in America, man. All right, because people depend on those tax refunds to kind of get them over the hump, whether they buy, which a lot of people, especially Jake, you buy a lot of carnal things any goddamn way, whether it's cars, clothes, jewelry, or whatever the case may be. It says, verse 4, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? So that's why it's important to go back into the prophecies and search these things out, man. All right, the scripture says things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. All right, Romans the 15th chapter, the 4th verse. So these things was written for us to go back and research and study and seek these things out, man, and understand what time we in. All right, and actually I'm gonna jump over a couple chapters. Second Ezra's chapter 15. Okay, speaking about those riots, man. All right, and the IRS not dishing that money out, man, a lot of people gonna be so-called up in arms, man. All right, and I pray, you know, we pray that, Lord willing, that's what happens, man. We pray the government stays shut down, man. You know, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14. I believe I brought this out in a recent lesson, man. All right, 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." Right, which is going to the race wars, man. Okay, it's going to be race wars here in America, and all these different situations where you're seeing these random shootings of so-called blacks. All right, you got these so-called white supremacists. You know, these good old boys in pickup trucks just rolling up and just blowing Jake head off, man. All right, that's going to lead to the race war. It says, verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men." All right, and the sedition is basically a great rebellion from the of the people from the government. All right, if I'm saying the definition correctly, basically, in other words, man, it's going to be chaos in the streets, man. All right, and the government is not going to be able to lock it down and put it under control. That's why that's going to lead to martial law also, man. They're going to bring that martial law down. All right, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. It says, "And they shall not regard their kings nor princes." Right, so it's nothing that the government is going to be able to do to try to keep the people under wraps, man. It's going to be complete chaos and just anarchy out here, man. All right, and we're only in the beginning stages. All right, like brothers been saying, it's getting hot, man. You know, brothers ain't really sleeping like that. You know, we up all hours, all the wee hours of the night, watching the news, watching videos, doing lessons. Okay, why? Because the spirit is hot, man. All right, we've seen that America is spiraling down the damn drain, man. Okay, it says, read that again. It says, "They shall not regard their kings nor princes." It says, "In the course of their actions shall stand in their power." You know, yeah. So man, it's going to be straight up anarchy and chaos in these streets, man. And Lord willing, all right, the government stays shut down. The IRS does not release those funds, man. All right, because that could potentially kick things off. All right, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick in transit video on that. I've been kind of weighing on my spirit to go into that. I've seen brothers been hitting that up. The link has been circulating. You know, hey man, things going down, man. All right, this guy DJ Trump. You know, brothers call him Madman Trump. You know, he's willing to do any and everything, okay, to get that wall built, man. All right, I believe he said if you don't get the funding, I think it's like $5 billion or something like that. All right, if you don't get the funding for that wall, all right, the government gonna stay shut down. Well, guess what? I don't. He's not gonna get that $5 billion to build that wall, man. Okay, so it's looking like the government is going to stay shut down. All right, and the IRS is not going to release those funds to the people, man. So yeah, I just wanted to just speak on that. Let's bring out a couple scriptures. All right, Lord willing, it was edifying, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Lord willing, to the next video. Shalom.